Hello friends, Mika Gohagan Maguchi here from MikaGMaguchi.com. Welcome to today's word of the day. I pray that wherever you are in the world today, that you are feeling blessed, that you know that you are blessed, that you are accepting the blessing that comes from God. I want to share this word with you today to encourage those who might be feeling overwhelmed, those who might be feeling a bit defeated, those who might be feeling like it is time for them to quit, those who have done great things and they're not seeing the glory, those who have worked hard, they have toiled, they have done amazing things for God, they have done amazing things in this world, but they're feeling a little bit down, somewhat even depressed. I want to share with you today, as I've been reflecting on the story of Elijah. Elijah was a powerful prophet of God. And he actually have done some of the things that have never even been done, have not been done before or has not been done since, where he not only called down fire from heaven to devour the prophets of Baal, but he also prayed for rain and rain came. And he also gave the declaration that there will be no rain for 3 years, and there was no rain. I want to encourage you today, the person who is the strong one, the one who is the prophet, the one who has been declaring the works of God, the one who is the leader in the family, the one who is holding the business together, the one who their friends run to for help and for advice. I'm talking to that person today who, although you are the strong one, who, although you are the one that people come to, although you are the one that is called by God, is feeling somewhat down and frustrated or overwhelmed or even depressed. Today, I want to encourage you that it is not over for you. And I want to encourage you to go through the process. See, when Elijah had done such a powerful work for God, Elijah felt depressed. Elijah felt depressed and was now running away from the Jezebel who was out after him. Sometimes we are burdened because we feel like we should not be feeling the feelings that we're feeling of, I am this person, I am doing all these things, I am capable, I'm able, I am a good friend, I am a good daughter, I'm a good wife, I'm a good husband. And I've been doing all of these things, but what is wrong with me now? Why do I feel depressed? Why am I feeling overwhelmed? Why am I feeling burdened? Am I truly called for this? I want to encourage that person who is challenging themselves and who is having second thoughts that they might not be called for this work. They might not be called for this area of ministry. They might not be called for this job or for this career. Or they might not be called to help the people that they're helping. I want to challenge you to think differently about it, and that you give yourself grace. You give yourself grace. That you give yourself grace because it is you that have been called. It is you that just did that miraculous thing. It is you that just prayed and there was healing. It is you that just encouraged that person and they felt better. It is you that just gave a listening ear and the person found solutions to their situation. You might be in the place where Elijah was, where he had just conquered, but now he was feeling depressed, so much to the point that he ran away from the calling that he was called to, running into a cave. But when the Spirit of the Lord came, it didn't come as a lightning, it didn't come as a thunder, it came as a still small voice, and it asked Elijah the question, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" See, we're human, and so we all go through those times. We all have those moments, but you can ask yourself that clarifying question as Jesus asked and as the Lord asked Elijah, "What are you doing here?" See, even in the place of depression, God still provided for Elijah. He sent the ravens to feed him. His water was sure. His food was sure. So I want to challenge you today. Let us ask ourselves the question, what am I doing here? And when you ask questions, It clarifies your process. It clarifies your process. Because although Elijah now found himself in that place of depression, what are the facts that he needed to clarify? Although he felt depressed, God was still God. God was still provider. God was still healer. God was still God. And as a good father as he is, he sent to Elijah food. So while Elijah was feeling depressed, praise God, he wasn't hungry. While he was feeling depressed, praise God, he had the physical evidence to show that God had not neglected him. Because the father never neglects his children. And that is the father that God is to all of us. May you ask yourself the clarifying question today. If you find yourself in a place of depression, if you find yourself in a place of worry, if you find yourself in a place of, I don't think I've been called for this, but the evidences of what you have done is still there because people were able to praise God. They clarified that day that if God be God, serve God. But if you want to go with Baal, then serve Baal. Make the decision. But you must ask yourself that clarifying question. What are you doing here? And you'll also realize that it is okay, and that is a part of the process. The most important thing is that when we find ourselves in that place, we take the time to evaluate. We take the time to process. We do not stay there. We ask ourselves the qualifying and the clarifying questions. Why am I here? What have led me to this place? What have I done to get to this place? And what can I do to not only not having to get to this place again, but to move from this place and move out in power instead of in shame? Because Elijah could have just decided that, wow, this is so embarrassing. I'm a prophet. I'm a man of God. Why now am I feeling depressed? No, I'm running from Jezebel. No, I'm hiding out in a cave. I'm running away from where I should be. And I'm in this place and I'm not sure how I'm going to get out. But God is able, and God reminded him that he cared for him. He reminded him in the physical by providing food for him to be sustained. And when Elijah came to himself, when he understood that it is part of the process, when he understood that it was going to be okay, when he understood that although he felt depressed, that God had not abandoned him, he got the energy and the drive and the zeal to even go higher and do greater things. I want to encourage you today and remind you that while it is okay for you to feel those feelings of depression, for you to feel those feelings of overwhelmed sometimes, for you to feel those feelings of questioning yourself as, am I really called for this? While you are in that place, your Father is making provision for you. He has already made provision for you, not just to get out, but for you to learn through that process that although it is okay, you are now equipped to not have to go through it again, because you have gotten the skills to overcome. You have gotten the skills to process through. You have gotten the skills to be reminded that you are human and that your story will help somebody else down the line. I'm amazed at some of the stories that are in the Bible, and I wonder sometimes, and I think about like, wow, this really happened. It is there for us. So if you are that strong person, if you are that leader, if you are that business person, you're that parent, you're that wife, you're that husband, that person who everything gets landed on their plate, I want to encourage you today, if you're in that place of feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, depressed, burned out, tired, that is okay. The most important thing is that you do not stay there, but that you take the time to rest. You take the time to ask clarifying questions. How did I get here? What do I need to do differently so that I do not end up here again? Because oftentimes we repeat, or those cycles of overwhelm and those cycles of depression keep coming around until we have figured out what is causing it and what we need to do to not repeat it. So it is well with you today. It is well and it is okay. And as you go through it, make sure that you're taking some time to rest. Find wherever your cave experience is, because Elijah rested during that time. And may you come out of it glorious, victorious. May you come out of it stronger, more powerful. May you come out of it having set clearer boundaries, knowing who you should have access, who you should give access to, and those who are not to get access, knowing how to set boundaries so that you're on the protected space. You're on a protected space, so that you're on a place of self-care all the time, that you're mindful of that you know that you have to fill yourself up in order to pour out into others, and not from your your cup being half full, but from your cup being completely full. You want to give from your overflow. You're running over, not from your half cup, your cup that is half full or half empty. You want to give from a full cup. So I want to challenge you today to find your place, find your cave, whatever that looks like for you, and ask the clarifying questions, and listen, because you will get the answers. If you're feeling that it is too much and you want to talk to somebody, please feel free to reach out. There are lots of us out here that are providing counseling, that can provide support. So make sure that you're also seeking support. And make the decision that you will rise up more powerfully from this place, that you will rise up in victory from this place, and that you will rise up without fear. You will rise up without shame or condemnation, because the things that you face or you're facing is a part of the human experience. The most important part is that you do not stay there, and you reach up for help. You reach out for help. You reach out for help. May the God who gives grace, may the God who supply all of our needs, including rest, may He visit you today. May He visit us today. And may we find rest and hope in His provision during our times of distress and during our times of need. And may He help us to rise up victoriously from wherever we are. May He help us, as Elijah did, to come out of the cave, and that will go on from victory to victory. May you experience that new level of rest, that new level of rejuvenation, that new level of clarity, that new level of grace. And may you be able, from a full cup, to extend to others out of your overflow. There is rest for all of us. There is rest for you. May you find it as you reach out and seek for it today. May God bless you as you go throughout today and as you go throughout this week. Have an amazing rest of the day, and may you find new rest, new rejuvenation, and new hope as you continue on the journey that God has placed you.